Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Thomas versus Hadley.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Thomas, you claim you're involved in a love triangle that has resulted in the defendant denying your 7-month-old son, Jeremiah.
Yes.
You've petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove that he is the father so he can stop living a double life.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hadley, you say your current relationship with Ms. Stallworth is in jeopardy because Ms. Thomas is convinced you are the father of her child.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you say you have hard evidence to prove that you are not the biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Thomas, why is he denying your son?
I don't know, Your Honor. I just know that we're in a love triangle between me and Tyler, and this is just going on for way too long. He keeps denying my son, but he's still around him all the time. He's acts like a father towards him when he's with me, and then he goes to Tyler and acts like he's not.
I don't act like a father towards the child at all.
Yes, he does.
Why do you think he's denying?
He's denying for Tyler. She manipulates him to make him feel guilty for staying around me and my son all the time and not being around her and her daughter.
You say when Ms. Stallworth is not around, he's a good dad to Jeremiah.
Yes.
He's there.
Yes.
He treats him like it's his child.
Yes.
Explain.
Well, when he doesn't watch him, however, if he's crying, he'll go to him, pick him up, make sure he doesn't fall off the bed. He'll give him his bottle. When I make his bottle, he'll give it to him, make sure he's drinking his bottle. He'll make sure he put him to sleep.
Well, with all due respect, Your Honor, I don't think anyone would just let a child fall off the bed.
He's the one that stands up by the crib and pats his back the whole time until he falls asleep.
Do you spend quality time with Jeremiah like that, Mr.
No
Hadley?
quality time. But, you know, if Ms. Thomas is busy doing something, yeah, I'll pat the back of the child to get the child to, you know, stop yelling. But
there's times when I'm laying in the bed and he's patting his back.
So, Ms. Thomas, you submitted a photo to the court.
Yes.
That's Mr. Hadley with Jeremiah?
Yes.
Oh, it's a beautiful picture.
Thank you.
And that's you, right, Mr.?
Yeah, but I didn't fall asleep like that.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did, Your Honor. He was holding him. He's gonna wake up and not let me take a picture.
So what are you saying? She placed the baby there?
That's a lie.
And took the picture?
No, Your Honor.
First, what I want to know is the relationship. Talk to me about the nature of this relationship.
I was friends with Mrs. Thomas before, you know, me and...
But was it friends with benefits? Was it friends and you were having sex as well?
Your Honor.
Let's be clear in court.
It didn't lead to sex until way later on.
But you did have a sexual relationship with her.
Yeah.
Did you use protection when you had sex?
The first time.
Only 2 times. Out of all of them, twice.
Take me to this pregnancy. You tell Mr. Hadley you're pregnant.
Yes.
When you find out. What do you say?
I told him I was pregnant. I even sent him a picture of the pregnancy test as well. He asked me if I was keeping it, and I said yes. That was the end of it. The next day is when he started doubting it. The same day I told him was the day he told Mrs. Stallworth, and she was all upset about it.
And so when you have the baby, do you tell him? Does he come to the hospital?
He was there the whole time. He got picked up. He stayed for the whole 15-hour labor. He was there the whole time, coached me through my contractions, telling me I need to breathe, everything. There's a picture of me and him. He stayed there the rest of the days.
Mr. Hadley, you're there
well,
for the birth.
honestly, to be honest, I felt a little pressured.
He wasn't pressured.
You know,
no one told him to come.
I felt pressured. Overall, I felt pressured.
How did you feel pressure? Who was putting pressure on you?
Well, number one, her family member brought me to the hospital.
So you got her, someone picked you up and brought you to the hospital?
Yeah.
All right, and you said, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you know, out of respect, you know, everything, I'm going. So while I'm there, they're about to name the child, and she says the child's last name is gonna be Hadley. So, you know, she's Jamaican, and her whole family's Jamaican, so it's a whole bunch of Jamaicans in the room, and they're like, oh, is the child's last name gonna be Hadley? And I'm not finna just
They didn't say that.
Disrespect.
He left the room, came back, and I asked him myself, and he said, go ahead and name him Hadley.
You said, go ahead and give the child my last name.
No.
Yes, he
did. So
did.
you didn't consent to Jeremiah having the last name Hadley?
I just didn't disagree due to the fact that her whole family was in the room.
Why are you so convinced he is your child's biological father, Ms. Thomas?
Because around the time where we had sex and the time my doctor told me that I conceived my son.
Do you have any evidence to support that?
Yes, I have my calendar right here.
Jerome, will you hand me this calendar?
I had sex on the 19th around 12 to 2 a.m. The doctor told me I can see my son around the 22nd, which does put it in the frame for where I would be pregnant.
So you had sex with Mr. Hadley on the 19th of April?
Yes.
And your doctor told you your conception date was the 22nd?
Yes.
So you believe from that calculation that he is your child's biological father?
Yes.
Mr. Hadley, you were intimate with her on the 19th?
Yes.
Okay. Without protection?
Yes. But that week of conception, I wasn't the only guy she had sex with.
However, the time of conception, the date I had sex with the other guy was Saturday the 26th of April.
Oh, so you had, okay, wait. Hold on. You're saying, Mr. Hadley, you know for certain that she was intimate with someone else, and Ms. Thomas, you are confirming his assertion?
Yes.
So 22nd of April is when the doctor says you conceived. So this is your conception. And this is Mr. Hadley. And when did you have sex with this other guy?
I had sex with the other guy on the 26th. However, we also used a condom.
Come on, man.
We used a condom.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Mr. Hadley, how are you so convinced you aren't when you admittedly slept with her on the 19th, even if this other guy did not protect himself on the 26th? You understand that you're still within the window of conception.
Well, we also had a home DNA test done, and the results were inconclusive.
You did?
Yes.
So you did a home test?
Yes.
And the results you got back were inconclusive?
Yes.
So are you basing a conclusion off of something that's inconclusive?
Well, yes. Yes.
Okay. Did you bring any evidence of that test?
No, I did not.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
The test was inconclusive?
Yes. Anything can mess up an at-home DNA test. You have to be practically perfect.
So you really don't have an answer at all?
No. The test can easily be messed up.
You know what? I want to hear from your witness. Please stand, ma'am. I'd like to hear from you. Ms. Stallworth, am I correct?
Yes, Your
Thank you
Honor.
for joining us.
You're welcome.
So, Ms. Stallworth, are you in agreement with Mr. Hadley that this is not his biological child?
Yes, Your Honor.
And why do you believe that to be so?
Because she was sleeping with somebody else around the same time, and
I
the test
slept
that
with
came
once.
back inconclusive.
And you two are in a relationship, Mr. Hadley and yourself, you all are in a relationship now?
No, we're gearing towards a relationship, but this is
There's no gearing
causing
towards a relationship when he's
problem.
staying with me. He lives with me. This is the longest since I moved.
No.
He's
No.
been with her for 2 weeks. That's it. He's
Wait a
been
minute,
with-
you live with Miss
He
Thomas?
lives
No,
with me.
he does not
He
live.
lives
No,
with me. He lives
I've
with
stayed
me.
over her house,
He lives with me.
but
Lives.
I don't.
He
I
has
don't
his
live
clothes
with-
at my
with-
house.
with-
So hold on. Your things are with Miss Thomas. They're at her house.
some of
Hadley.
them, yes.
Some
Most
of them.
Yes.
Where do you live?
With her.
No, he doesn't.
Now you live with Miss Stallworth.
No.
But your clothes are at Miss Thomas's.
He
Yes.
lives with me.
Who are you intimate with right now?
Miss Stallworth.
Miss Stallworth.
It's
Yeah.
a back and forth. It's been like that for 2 years.
So, Miss Thomas, when's the last time you were intimate with Mr. Hadley?
A couple weeks ago.
That's
It's
a lie.
not that long ago.
That is a lie.
You're laughing, Miss Stallworth?
because this.
She
is
doesn't know. She's
ridiculous.
not there. She
I'm
doesn't live
sorry.
with me.
I can't say if it's true or not, but from what I'm getting from him, it's not.
It's not true.
It's
He
not like that.
lies.
I never even meant for it to even go this far with Mrs. Thomas.
But
I always
you were
went-
at fault too because you were.
You're
intimate
at my
with her.
house every day, minus these last 2 weeks.
So, Miss Stallworth, will you continue to pursue a relationship with Mr. Hadley if, in fact, it's determined that he is Miss Thomas's son's biological father?
No, Your Honor.
You won't.
I won't. No.
That's a lie.
So basically, your whole this relationship you're working towards is on the line. Because if he's the father of her child, you don't want to be in a relationship with him.
Yeah, if Mr. Hadley is the father of Miss Thomas's baby, me and Mr. Hadley would just co-parent with our daughter and nothing further.
He's been trying.
So you two have a child as well?
Yes, we do. We have a baby girl.
How old is your child?
She'll be 2 in November.
And Jeremiah is 7 months. So this has been a love triangle that's been going on for a while.
Yes. A long
And you just go back and forth, Mr. Hadley, depending on whose house you stay in.
Yes.
Well, it was like whenever she would get mad at me a lot of times and she'll kick me out for no reason.
He's
So-
I had plenty of reason. Miss Thomas was the reason.
There's so many times where he's texting me saying he doesn't want to be there. The only reason why he's there is because she keeps using, oh, you want to be around Miss Thomas and her son more than you want to be around your daughter. So he's up there for these 2 weeks for a guilt trip.
So,
When they
Mr.
were
Hadley,
little.
do you admit you just been going back and forth between these two women all this time?
I have.
So why are you standing there with a smirk on your face like you can't possibly be this child's father when you over there living in the house with your clothes over there and you say you're going back and forth?
I have strong evidence. I have strong beliefs. I know.
You have strong evidence and strong beliefs. Where is it? I haven't gotten any of it.
Well,
I mean,
An inconclusive DNA test doesn't tell me anything.
and I wasn't the first guy she told she was pregnant when she first got pregnant. We're gonna get that out there.
Well, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, the first guy, the guy that she was messing with, or a different guy, who knows, there's probably more than one guy.
Never told anybody
She told
else
them
that I was having
I wasn't
their
the first
baby.
guy she told she was pregnant. She told the first guy first. I guess he didn't say anything or blocked her.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
you're
reached out to
feeling
the
like
guy.
it's like a process of elimination, and since the other guy didn't want anything to do with her, she's putting it on
Yeah.
you.
I did not tell anyone else first before telling him. When I took my test is when I told him first. I didn't tell anyone else first.
No.
And what
He
is
looked
that you're
just like-
holding?
I have a picture of Mr. Hadley when he was a baby and my son.
Let me see that evidence, please. Thank you, Jerome. Okay, what are these pictures of?
That's
This
my
is
son
Miss-
Jeremiah and Mr. Hadley as a baby.
Jeremiah on the left, Mr. Hadley as a baby on the right. You say you see a resemblance.
Yes.
How about you, Mr. Hadley?
I don't see it.
The nose kind of does look like. I give it that.
The eyes.
So what is his relationship like with Jeremiah? He recognizes him and is excited to see.
Yes.
Mr.
He doesn't even have to say anything for Jeremiah to smile at him.
He smiles at everybody.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Ms. Thomas, if he's in fact determined to be your child's biological father, do you want to be in a relationship with Mr. Hadley? Do you want him to stay put, stay in your home and be with you and your child?
I don't want him to be going back and forth. He can be around his daughter, but however, this back and forth, I don't trust him.
Okay, what about no back and forth, but he wants to be with Miss Stallworth? Are you okay with that?
Yes, he just has to take responsibility of my son.
Okay, so you don't want to be in a relationship with him necessarily.
I could really care less about being in a relationship at this point. It's been going on for too long, and I really don't trust that he won't be back and forth.
So you think pretty much as long as you two women allow it, he will just continue to go back and forth?
Yes, pretty much.
I can agree with that assertion. Mr. Hadley, when you say you can't possibly be this child's father, but you admit to having sex without using protection, you understand why Miss Thomas has reason to believe you potentially could be her child's father, right?
Yes, I understand, you know, there's a possibility, but I'm fully convinced myself that there's no way.
I think it's time for the results. Jerome, I'm ready. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Thomas versus Hadley, as it pertains to 7-month-old Jeremiah Hadley, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Hadley, you are not his father.
Oh my God.
I feel, you know, now we can move forward now and she can stop, you know, she letting...
No, you gotta stop.
Yes, he has to stop.
And listen,
Yeah, you do.
you all have a part to play in this. But before you start getting on your high horse, Mr. Hadley, let's be clear. You've gotta stop. Because you're going back and forth between these two women and they're letting you, that's a whole other conversation. If you keep going the way you're doing, at this rate, you'll just be back up here again next year. She'll be pregnant again. Miss Stallworth be standing right here next to you talking about, I'm not gonna stay if he is. So, Miss Thomas, ultimately, it's time for you to stop focusing on Mr. Hadley and Miss Stallworth. You gotta focus on Jeremiah. There's a man that you say you know is his biological father, but he doesn't want anything to do with him. You need to approach that person again.
Yes.
And make it clear that you've had DNA testing for the other potential father, and try to get a test with him as well. Okay. For your son, because he deserves to know who his father is. Now, before court is adjourned, I'm not gonna see you all back in here again. Mr. Hadley, Miss Stallworth?
Yes.
No, but I do.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You say yes, he says no.
Yes, because he had question about our child.
Yeah.
Do you have doubts, Mr. Hadley?
Well, I have some doubts.
Miss Stallworth, does he have reason to have doubt? Tell me now, don't take me in circles.
Yeah, he has reason.
All right, you know what? We're gonna get this done today. You two submit to DNA testing for your daughter and get these questions answered. And you will return to this courtroom and I will give you those results. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
Jerome, can you please escort them out so they can get tested? Good luck to you, Miss Thomas.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.